The day of October 21st, 2025 will forever be known as the day that the most menacing Drac Bloodshed has risen from the grave.
Come on now, like that was a way scarier intro than what I was trying to do last year. If you guys ever heard of the character Noob Saibot or Bihan from Mortal Kombat, I was trying to sound a lot like that guy. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about my latest track that I have coming out for the occasion of Halloween, Bloodshed. So those of you guys that have followed me as long as you have, you'll know that I absolutely love Halloween. I have two other tracks for this occasion, Darkness Looms and Nightmare. I tend to get pretty festive with my music this time of year because I've always been a fan of like the dark and spooky vibes. And I also have a playlist on Apple Music where I have all sorts of music that either was made for the occasion of Halloween or just kind of have that like eerie, dark and spooky tone to it. So I tend to get pretty dark and spooky with my music too at this time of year. And this year I wanted this track to be solely inspired from the iconic horror franchise Friday the 13th. Some of you guys may know that already because I have videos where I have teased it and have talked about it, and I even have a video from a couple months ago where I share my initial thoughts on writing this song. I basically take you guys through the songwriting process, and a couple of things have changed over the past like 2 months or so. And now it's finished and it's coming out October 21st. You know, at the time I've written that song, I haven't seen any of the movies, but I've seen clips from Friday the 13th. And I also watch people play the game a lot. So a lot of the things that you're going to be hearing in the lyrics are kind of like referencing the game. You know, that like that little cutscene that comes up when you start a match or whatever, of the camp counselors just hanging around. They think they have nothing to worry about until Jason comes up from behind another counselor who is approaching the camp, and then he slashes him with an axe or a machete or a spear or whatever weapon he has, and then all of the counselors scatter and they are terrified. So that's kind of the approach I took when I was writing the lyrics. And I did know at the time the story of Jason and his mother. You know, when Jason was drowning in Camp Crystal Lake and the counselors had no clue that there was a boy in the lake who was drowning. And so Pamela, his mother, was really mad about that. And so the next year, she set out to take revenge on those counselors and every other counselor that has ever been there, which ultimately, 20 years later, led to the camp's closure. And then we have another group of counselors who were trying to reopen the place, and then that continued on the bloodshed because of those stupid people. But then, what ultimately leads to Pamela's demise is that showdown between her and Alice, when Alice found her out as the killer, and the whole thing ended with Alice slicing Pamela's head off. And soon, Jason, who actually turns out to be alive and grown, ends up finding her mother beheaded, and so he set out to take his revenge on Alice and any other camp counselor that has ever arrived at the lake. It is now on Jason to finish what his mother started. So I did know about that, and so that's what I'm referencing when I say that Jason aims to take revenge tonight. And actually, I just started watching the full movies after I finished this song, and man, they are absolutely insane. The kills are ridiculous, scares the crap out of me, and yeah, it's a cool franchise, like a really cool horror franchise to dive into. Can't wait to release this song. Keep your eyes on October 21st.